Day 2 of the Middle East only World Tour race for men, and it is the all-important Pan Flat Time Trial, just 12.2 kilometers, the shortest stage of the week, but potentially among the very most important. Al Hudayrat Island has been host to this event over the last few years. Once again, for the second year in succession, it's playing host to an excellent time trial. It's where the Abu Dhabi Cycling Club is based. Wait till you see their clubhouse. Wonderful facility, extraordinary place. They keep all the club bikes here as well in containers, and everybody drives out and goes for a little ramble around the 12.2 kilometer route that loops around this reclaimed island just on the outskirts of Abu Dhabi, capital of the largest emirate in the UAE. As you can see, it skirts around the perimeter of the island before working its way by a series of relatively shallow bends towards a more technical, a more demanding series of hairpins and loops. And then back towards the loop once more, back towards the perimeter road and back from whence it began. Relatively short, sharp shock for the riders. I can tell you the wind could play a role here today, but it's absolutely pan flat. Nothing for the mountain goats here, it's for the big engines, and they're set to roar. That's stage 2 of the UAE Tour. A great stage yesterday, and we'll see how this one plays out. The scene over Abu Dhabi today, it's hazy, overcast, but warm, dry, beautiful conditions for the riders. Everyone's made their way across that gorgeous bridge to Hudayrat Island. First rider off the start ramp into action is a rider we'll have to keep an eye on. I tell you what, he's a very, very accomplished man against the watch. Johan Pryce Pedersen, 7th in the equivalent time trial last year. The distance is about 100, it's showing is 100 meters longer this year. I'm not sure whether they've recalculated, remeasured it, or they've moved the start and finish ever so slightly, but it's an extra 100 meters, which is going to make the times not necessarily comparable, but the performances are likely to be comparable, that's for sure. Pryce Pedersen, 7th last year, a couple of European and one World Championship as an under-23 rider. He is a very, very accomplished man against the watch, and he's going to be the first man to give us a sense of what's involved. Off the ramp and into action, stage 2 is underway in the UAE Tour. Opposite de Koning Calvaman, pushing for glory today. And Johan Pryce Pedersen, not a man that we would expect to contest for overall honours, but the time trial is an opportunity for himself to shine. The team yesterday. So who is next? And this is a man to watch out for. Even Romeo, talk about world champions at under 23 level. Here's another one, 21-year-old. Got it. Pello Bilbao is a wonderful climber. 3rd overall in this race last year, and he's had a couple of top 3 finishes in this event. And actually, he's not a bad tester. He is a climber who is, given he's a GC contender at major stage races, he's a man who has to examine himself against the watch, and he has performed with decent performances. So you're coming up at 13:24. I can tell you it's 13:18 local time at the moment. Romeo showing, well, he's heading towards the fastest time at the moment, but today Pogacar is going to eclipse his time at the intermediate split. 5 seconds to the good for Pogacar. He's come out of the gate all guns a-blazing. Pogacar looking very good early on, and this is going to be a frightening prospect, you feel, for the other teams and riders. He's really on exceptional form, as you would expect from the standout talent of his generation. 21 years of age, and as we mentioned, 8th overall in Valenciennes with a stage victory the other week to go with his World Championship under 20. It's a shame, actually, under 23 World Champion. So very rarely gets to wear the champion stripes. I think you can almost put it on for this one. 20 seconds to the good ahead of Johan Pryce Pedersen. So he continued the good form all the way to the line. Stefan Bissiger in unfamiliar colours on a new bike this year. What's it going to mean for the former European time trial champion from Switzerland? Well, Tadej Pogacar's coming for home now, and this is going to be a sensational effort. Potentially the fastest time of the day, coming quite early in the starting order, and this is going to be a rollicking benchmark for the rest to try and face up to. Fastest of all through the intermediate split by some considerable margin. 15 seconds to the good ahead of the current top man, Yvan Romeo. What's he got going to the line? Well, showing that he's about 5 seconds to the good through the first interval, but across the line 10 seconds faster than Yvan Romeo. Tadej Pogacar goes to the top of the timesheets, and that's going to take some beating. Pogacar vanquishes the Spanish duo with a typically impressive performance. And who out there is capable of beating that?
Well, just to give you another indication of speed there, 55.384 average in the course, but on the second leg of the course, we did say on the way out it was a kind of northerly wind. It was that kind of prevailing into the kind of head crosswind on the way out. 56.748 kilometres an hour on the second part of this course, so they're going even faster coming into the finish.
Yeah, almost a kilometre a minute kind of progress. Luke Durbridge in those rather fetching, I have to say, Jayco Alula colours. Are you a fan? Do you go for grey shorts or purple, magentas coloured?
I probably wouldn't do it, but I think it's stand out in the World Tour.
Which is a good thing, right?
Easy for the commentators. I don't mind purple. Grey, I have to put up with it because I've got grey hair. Some people say white. But yeah, I think it's a very, very standout. Just like a standout performance here by Pello Bilbao.
It certainly is. Great effort as he comes across the line. Pello Bilbao goes third. Rodriguez back to fourth. Put Rodriguez behind him. That's an excellent effort. So 3 Spaniards behind the Slovenian superstar that is Tadej Pogacar. And Pello Bilbao, fine climber that he is, has leaked 21 seconds to his general classification rival Tadej Pogacar. He'd probably take that.
He would have taken it before he even started the time trial. I think a lot of them would have. If you can be within 21 seconds of Tadej Pogacar, then you're still in the bike race. You're still in with a chance of winning it. So I think a lot of these riders will be comparing themselves against Pogacar. Look, at the end of the day, there's some time trial specialists left in this race, but Pogacar's time last year, this time trial was 1:13:27. We've gone, although 100 metres longer, we've gone 14 seconds quicker.
Wow, that's extraordinary stuff. And Harold Tejada, another man, he gave a great performance. Top 10 finish for the Astana squad. They had 2 riders in the top 10 yesterday. Tejada's a climber. This is one to be got through, and that is a decent effort too, you'd have to say. Goes fourth for the Colombian rider for the Astana squad. I think he'll certainly be very happy to get in amongst it. Just, 3 seconds down on Pello Bilbao. Again, that would be the sort of rider he'd be measuring himself against. Maybe wouldn't have expected Tejada to be quite as far up as all that, so he'll feel pretty confident about that.
It kind of showed us a glimpse last year that he's got decent form, because there was 2 Astana riders up there in the top 10 yesterday. He was one of them. So if you're up there, you're thinking of the overall. We know he can climb well, and he's just shown that he's within 20 odd seconds of one of the kind of fastest guys on the planet.
Not sure what his program was ahead of this, but Tejada, of course, Colombian, and the Colombians have a lot of important racing very early in the year, a bit like the Australians and New Zealanders. They have national championships in January and early February. Let's refocus now. Leonard van Eetvelt is through to the line, and he's got a bit of time to make up on the likes of Pello Bilbao and Harold Tejada. Goes 7th on the timesheets, just under half a minute down on Tadej Pogacar. The defending champion of the UAE Tour has almost half a minute deficit to make up by the time they make the mountains.
This man decided he's not going to do under 23. He's going to concentrate on the elite, right? He's here for one reason only, and the reason only is to win this time trial. Like he said, right, he is possibly one of the only riders that can beat Tadej Pogacar today. Do I think he can do it? Yes, I can. This is one of his big early season goals, and he is concentrating on winning this time trial today.
Josh Tarling will watch with interest to see how he gets on as we bring Finn Fisher-Black through to the line. He's not going to eclipse the time of Tadej Pogačar, but is he going to be better than the other climbing rivals in this race? Emptying himself in the final meters, and that's a decent result. Fourth fastest for Finn Fisher-Black, the national champion of New Zealand, the Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe squad rider. I think, again, another rider be relatively content with that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of them round about just over 20 seconds down. Romeo, 10 seconds, so he's kind of halfway between, but 20-odd seconds. You go from Pogačar, Romeo, 10 seconds, then the rest of them just over 20-odd seconds down. So, yeah, it's going to be tough. A lot of stages still to come, but Pogačar is in the driving seat for the moment anyway.
It's not going to be for Stefan Bissiger today, by the looks of things, as the stopwatch is going to beat him. And us through the intermediate. Oh, is he fastest? Yeah, really reminds that thinking.
9 seconds quicker.
Woof. Apologies for that one, but suffice it to say, Stefan Bissiger has moved across to the Decathlon AG Dewar squad. Maybe he's about to relive old glories. Castillo, a bit defined as he makes his way through the intermediate point of 5.8 kilometers completed. Let's take you through the current standings.
Oh, wow.
Tarling's flying.
I know it's Bardiani rider, taking nothing away from him, but to catch your Minuteman before the first checkpoint is incredible. We know that Bissinger is setting the course alight and is the fastest man on the course, but just look up there where the red signs are. That's what Josh Tarling's first intermediate check is. Let's see what he can do. Can he go faster than Bissiger?
Yeah, that was Enrico Zamoncello, who will not thank us to to point out that he's just been caught for a minute after 5.8 kilometers. Zilliard's a pretty useful time trialist on his days. Big powerhouse, big engine from the Netherlands. The Tudor Pro Cycling squad, as you might imagine, is a team that shows some interest in the time trial. They've got Fabian Cancellara, the figurehead of the squad. Just under half a minute down for Zilliard. Currently 10th. Now, Josh Tarling, what an elegant figure he is on a bike. What an enormous gear he turns. Of course, there's huge dinner plate front chain rings, are sort of matched by a relatively big sprocket on the back, and they've got pretty giant jockey wheels as well. That's the new way of it. Is
fastest.
This is going to be big. It's going to be close. Stefan Bissiger potentially to eclipse Tadej Pogačar's time. Tarling 3 seconds to the good ahead of Bissiger through the 5.8 kilometer point. British rider absolutely charging along. And this would be good news for the Ineos Grenadiers squad, which had somewhat bruising and difficult winter and all sorts of difficulties and very public departures from the team, both from the administrative side and indeed riders as well taking their leave. But Josh Tarling, they have a star on a flat road. They've got a couple of wins already this year. Indeed, the other day they picked one up, and maybe, just maybe, there's another one coming today. All to be decided over the next 6 kilometers or so. Bissiger is a little bit closer to the finish line, and Tadej Pogačar's time is under threat here. Stefan Bissiger takes it down. Is he going to beat him and take the victory today? Back in 22, he was successful in the UAE Tour, and he's going to go to the top spot. Stefan Bissiger records the fastest time so far in this time trial. Again, a tough time to beat, and 5 seconds vanquished Tadej Pogačar. Pogačar was 4th against Bissiger on a 9 kilometer time trial in 22. Return to form there for Bissiger, perhaps.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to take Bissinger and Josh Tarling out of the equation on this one. He's only 3 seconds down, and Tadej Pogačar. You know, we've got two kind of anomalies in our sport with Bissinger and Josh Tarling. Two, you know, really two riders dedicated towards these type of performances. But you know, you're talking about Pogačar coming in towards the finish with 56.7, 4.8. And Bissiger was 4 seconds slower in the second part of the course. So that's significant. But Josh Tarling has to, taper down here, get his breath. This is probably, one of two only points where you can get your breath. Round this corner safely.
Oh, he took a lot out of that one, all the way to the edge. And the lamppost is close,
straight up to 56 kilometers an hour.
Oh, massive, massive commitment, you have to say, through that hairpin. There are two difficult hairpins to be negotiated. There's a lot of sand on the inside as well, and you can be sure that that's getting the attention of the riders. They will, of course, have recce'd this course this morning repeatedly. Tarling heading towards the conclusion, back towards the bike club. Will it be a celebratory espresso in the clubhouse in a little while? Well, the time he's chasing is Stefan Bissegger's 13 minutes and 8 seconds. Faster than Stefan Bissegger through the intermediate point by the scout margin of 3 seconds, so little to choose between them. We saw that Bissegger lost a little bit of time versus Tadej Pogačar in the second half of this course with the tailwind. You would imagine his extraordinary power might actually have been to the benefit in the second half, but it's how you judge your own pacing, your own physical ability.
We just went through the 1 kilometre to go there, so he's going to win this time trial, and I think he's going to win this time trial by a significant margin. This could be as close to 13 minutes as you can. It might even dip under, Declan. This is a phenomenal performance here by the British champion, Josh Tarling.
Are we going sub 13? Are we going more than 57 kilometres an hour here? We're going, except for the average speed, we're certainly going more than 57 kilometres. It's a very anxious looking Stefan Bissegger. He wants to win this time trial. He really, really wants badly to be back at the top spot in European and World time trialling, and Josh Tarling potentially is the fly in the ointment there. He's going to prevent him from doing it. We're within the final 100 metres. The British national time trial champion and former European champion is up against another former European champion for this one. He's not going to get there, is he? Oh no, he's got a huge, huge advantage. 20 seconds to the good. You're absolutely right. He's going to blitz it. Josh Tarling is heading towards the top spot, and surely that's going to be the best of the day. Josh Tarling obliterates that time, 56.6 kilometres per hour, and it's sub 13 minutes, and that is an exceptional effort. 13 seconds faster for Josh Tarling.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. When you consider the best time last year was 13:27. He's been the only rider. I think Pogačar has come here. Forget about the GC contenders. This rider here, Josh Tarling, came here, and look, Bissegger knows it. He's beaten by a far better man today. Josh Tarling came here with one mission in mind, and that's to win this time trial. And it looks like he's done it. I don't think anyone will get anywhere near that time of 12:55.
A red carpet welcome back to the clubhouse for Josh Tarling. 12:55, as you say, is the time, and one wonders whether the French champion Bruno Armirail can go close to that one. You wouldn't bet on it. Armirail didn't much enjoy the time trial here last year. By his standards, a somewhat disappointing performance. He was 9th in that one.
Away to get his time trial going. He needs to average 55.7.
Josh Tarling did the second part of the course in 57.6. So it just goes to show you what power he had left in the tank to do that second part of the course.
Measured his effort absolutely to perfection, and Bissegger perhaps just invested a little bit too much in the first half.
Well, he was fourth. He was second and then fourth. So the first time check, second to Tarling, and fourth come the finishing line. So he kind of tired a little bit towards the end. He didn't have the big power that Josh Tarling had, but yeah, what a phenomenal performance there by the British champion from Wales, of course, Josh Tarling.
Yeah, nice negative split, albeit with the tailwind for the second half. And coming down towards the line, Jay Vine is not too far off the time of his race leader, or his team leader.
Oh, I saw this last year, this wave machine.
Oh, yes. Is that where we're going later?
You can, I'll be on the jet ski.
You'll be driving the wave machine. If you've got the wind out there, you find a way to make it. Big adventure playground. Abu Dhabi, it has everything. As I mentioned, we're on Al Hudairi at Ireland, and the island is sort of dedicated to cycling, has that big cycling track. It's got sort of off-road facilities in the middle as well. We sort of pump track and you know, decent off-road stuff as well. Filippo Ganna won 55.929. Well, that's been pretty much obliterated. Today, 57.6 kilometers on a different planet. Ganna's pretty quick in the time trial.
Yeah, it's today's Josh Tarling, and I'm still going to say he's won this time trial. It's one of the fastest time trials ever in the history of cycling. Oops, late start.
Oh, is it a late start?
20 seconds for Gianluca Polfli.
With 20 seconds, he's there. Has he got a bike?
I think he thought he was doing a triathlon there.
Oh,
come on, bring my bike.
The final checks.
Oh.
12 seconds. He may well be
10 seconds.
a little bit late here.
Here it comes.
He's got no bike.
Is he going to make it? We bet on it.
He's got no bike, and this is absolutely...
3 seconds.
And it just shows you how challenging this particular event is.
He made it.
Well, clean getaway, and trying to get clipped in there. I'm not sure what pedals there, but that, I tell you what, the shot of adrenaline he got from that one will probably, you know, carry him to fastest spot at the first kilometre point, but will he be able to maintain it?
15 seconds. And our final rider is
Now let's focus on the final rider into action. And it is the overall race leader. One man for glory now, Jonathan Milan, the man wearing red, and he's into the final 12 and a bit kilometres of action. One wonders just how invested he's going to be in this one. He tell you what, the way he started, he's gone off like a scalded cat, so he wants to see what's possible, how close to the top of general classification he can be at the end of today, and maybe, just maybe, he could hang on to that red jersey. Yeah, Jonathan Milan will be here at the intermediate split.
A lot quicker.
Yeah. So this could be danger signal here for Jonathan Milan. Absolutely massive effort yesterday. It took him a while to recover in order to speak. We'll get a key indication now whether it's possible that Jonathan Milan could hang on to his red jersey.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do it now by the looks of things. He started very well, but he's lost.
He's almost a minute down.
Yeah.
So that tells you, yeah, that's pretty much done and dusted.
Look at the smile in Josh Tarling's face there. Did you see that?
Yeah, I mean, he knows that he's got the win. He's been there a long time, hoping, half expecting, but never assuming that he's going to get the victory today. I think we can say with some confidence that the win will go to Josh Tarling, and the jersey will also pass on to the shoulders of the Ineos Grenadiers.
He had a stage victory yesterday. He's got more opportunities. The final rider hits the line.
And here he comes. Jonathan Milan completes 1 minute 13 seconds down inside the top 50, honouring the red jersey. He will move out of that. Still got the stage success, but the stage success on day 2 going as expected to Josh Tarling. Thumbs up. And time to celebrate for the Ineos Grenadiers, man.
I think just from the end of last year, I had a bit bad luck and kept coming second in the TTs with Remco, and so yeah, I needed this, and yeah, I'm super happy.
Here's confirmation of the finishing order. The time trial victory goes to Josh Tarling of the Ineos Grenadiers squad, ahead of, by 13 seconds, Stefan Bissegger. Tadej Pogacar, ahead of the GC contenders, in a fine third place ahead of his teammate Jay Vine, just 3 seconds further in arrears. Max Walscheid. Castrillo getting a great account of himself, the Spaniard from Movistar, ahead of his teammate and fellow countryman Ivan Romeo. Another Spaniard in 8th, Peo Bilbao at 39 seconds. Vermeersch showing well for the UAE Team Emirates. And Finn Fisher-Black, a GC rider, good climber, at 40 seconds, 22 seconds down to Pogacar. Pride of Wales.
We present to you the winner of the individual title.
So Josh Tarling in command at the head of general classification by 13 seconds from Bissegger. He's got 18 seconds advantage over Tadej Pogacar. Can he stay within, well, effectively 8 seconds of Pogacar if Pogacar were to take the stage victory tomorrow in order to hang on to that red jersey? And youngest ever leader in the history of the UAE Tour. Just 21 years and 3 days, eclipsing the achievement of Luke Plapp, who was 22 years, 63 days when he took the lead on stage 2 back in 2023.
Of the UAE Tour after 2 stages from Ineos Grenadiers.
Yeah, 11 points up Milan. So Milan has that jersey to wear tomorrow.
We present
Got a
to
medal
you
to
the leader
wear.
of the points classification from Ineos Grenadiers, Josh Tarling.
Yeah, just under half a minute advantage over Pablo Castrillo and Ivan Romeo.
Ladies and gentlemen, the leader of the best young rider for the white jersey from Ineos Grenadiers, Josh Tarling.
Here's the current situation. 4 riders have scored.
The leader of the intermediate sprint.
More opportunities in tomorrow's stage to go for intermediate sprint success. First of the intermediate sprints tomorrow coming 66 kilometers into the stage. So I wonder when the early break's going to go.